Hey everyone. Well, welcome to the Heat Team's Leaders Call. It is just so great to see all you leaders. And thank you for what you do to inspire healthy living and to lead your team and impact even more lives. I'm one of the leaders, one of the national marketing directors on the Heat Team. And I love this team. I love the camaraderie. I love that we have each other's back, and that we're in this together, one team, one mission. And I love that about our company, Broadwise. I mean, company-wide, right? Because Courtney, I'm so excited. If you heard her last month when she spoke, you are really excited to hear her tonight. And what I love about Courtney is she has that one team, one mission. She gives and she gives, and even when she's not making, earning off of us. And I love that, Courtney. And what we started a conversation about the time that we're living in and how things have changed so much, and how do you adapt, and how do you offer value to people, to your team, to prospective customers, to customers. And that is what she's going to be talking about tonight. A little bit about her. She's been with our company since 2009. So 11 years, is that? Oh my gosh. Yes, my brain.
It's a long time.
Quite a while. And she has 5 children. She is from Charlotte, North Carolina. And she just
don't worry about any of that stuff. It's not important. I'm just like everybody else out there.
But she has a passion, and I love your adaptability and what you're going to be sharing with us tonight. So take it away.
Absolutely. You're so sweet. I'll tell you guys that normally when I get on to do a call like this, I type everything up so I can stay on track and not go over. But I thought, tonight's leadership, and I thought I'd bring it more into a conversation. And can I make it so I don't see just myself, or no?
Yes, you can. You can
change that. So I like to see everybody's faces when I'm talking. I don't want to see me. That's the last thing I want to see.
Change it to gallery.
Okay, I did. I didn't know. I didn't want to change it for everybody else. Okay. So anyway, so I thought that my tower garden lights just went out, so there went my lighting. Anyway, I thought I would just bring it a conversation. And so really feel free to unmute, ask questions as we go. I'm going to start kind of elementary, and this might be a little bit aggravating to some of you, but this is really what we've done with a different kind of tint to it, if you will, with what's going on in today's world. And so I've gone back to elementary basics and rethinking things from the perspective of who is it that we are serving? And because I feel like, and if you've not heard, I'm sure a lot of you have heard, I'm seeing some millennials on here and some people have been around for a while, your avatar, like who is your person, your ideal person?
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Who is that ideal person that you're looking to serve? Because who they were before everything that's going on now is probably not who they are now. They have evolved and changed in their personality and their daily track in life, all of those things. So we're really going back to write out, and I'm encouraging all of my team, all of my leaders, we're doing this, we're writing out our avatar stories. So my avatar, my person that I'm looking to serve, her name is Sarah. I have given her a name, and I don't know where that came from. It just came off the top of my head, and I just started writing and literally describing her to a T. What she drinks when she gets up in the morning. She has a cup of coffee. She likes it black. She doesn't want to talk to anybody at first. She likes her quiet time. Then she goes ahead and helps her kids get ready. She likes to exercise, but not too much. I got into specific, and I want to encourage you to do that. This is something that I've really, I've learned a lot about, is that the more specific we can get with who we want to serve or who we are out to serve, product and business, and I'm going to share a little bit about that. Actually, the more people we end up serving. And that's a crazy thing. We think, oh, well, it's just going to be that one kind of person, but I'm here to serve the world. Well, of course you are, but who are you going to attract, right? And I promise you more people will be attracted to you when you know exactly what you're looking for, right? So what I did with Sarah is my Sarah in the business world has different versions of her. And I'm not saying split personalities. I'm saying there are different Sarahs in my world. There are different types of people that I'm looking to serve from a business perspective. You know, I went through a divorce. I was a single mom. So one of my Sarahs is a single mom. I have a heart for that. I know exactly what she's going through. I know what her days look like. I know how she feels when she goes to bed at night, you know. Another one is a busy mom of very young kids. I know exactly what that Sarah feels like. So just thinking about it, you know, another Sarah would be taking care of a parent who is very ill and not well. That's another Sarah that I'm at. These are versions of me. Your avatar, you know, that picture that you can create on your smartphones is a version of you. Will it look exactly like you? Maybe not. And there's going to be versions of you. Some days you wear a hat, some days you wear glasses, some days you wear contacts, right? These are different versions of you. So I would just say this is the first place to start. I know it sounds silly, but if you'll take that time to write out the story of your Sarah, your avatar, you will get really specific with who you're ready to serve. Okay, everybody good with that? Okay. So the first question that we want to ask is, what is the problem that we're trying to solve? And maybe and you can go as wide as or simple as, hello, we're trying to help people get healthy. Yes, absolutely. But the other problem we're trying to solve is we're trying to reach people when they've been on Zooms all day long, right? They're exhausted. They've been homeschooling all day. Like, what problem are we trying to solve? So yes, it is product, but it's also other areas of our business, and list those things out. What problems are we trying to solve? All right. And then what is the solution that we have for that? And I'm going to share with you some solutions. And I know some of you are like, okay, this is boring. I promise you I'm going somewhere with this. All right. So write down the problems that you're trying to solve and then the solutions that you have for that. And I'm telling you right now, what I'm finding in this world, you guys, I'm pretty analytical. I just got off of a bank code trading. So I'm a red and I'm an orange, but I'm also a blue. Blue is my stress. If you don't know what that is, Google it. Anyway, I can actually send Nikki, if y'all haven't seen that link, you can crack your bank code. It's personality types. So my point in saying that is that we need to know exactly the people that we're reaching to and how we're going to be able to solve the problem, whatever problem it is. All right. So I'm going to give you an example because this is where I'm going tonight. The problem that we're having right now as network marketers is that we are vying for people's time. We are looking for to be a priority, for their health to be a priority, for them to make their business a priority, whatever that might be, right? So does that make sense? That this is one of the problems in our business I'm finding. Listen, we had it when it came to Zoom, when all of this first happened, because we knew how to use it. And everybody else was like, what is this Zoom thing? My kids are on it. We knew it. Now everybody knows it. And that could be to our demise if we're not creative enough. All right. All right. So those are two really important questions. All right. Which products do we have to offer to solve that problem? And so where I'm going to go with you tonight, and again, these are high level and I'm going to get a little more detailed in a second. The product that I'm offering tonight, I'm going to show you tonight is through Facebook. All right. And this is how we're reaching our people. This is how we're reaching our Sarahs, or whatever your person's name is, right? Your avatar's name is. This is how we're going to reach them. And this is how we're going to teach our team to reach them. And we're going to do it through Facebook. Or at least this is what I'm doing on our team. And it's working very, very well. All right. And what will we deliver that will result in our dream customer? So if you can imagine walking into a room with your potential customer, with your potential teammate, and everything they needed to know was hanging on a wall. It was just in pictures on a wall, right? What would you want to be the hanging? What would you want them to know? Think about that. Like, you might need to put it in categories a little bit. Like, what would you want your ideal customer your Sarah customer, what do you want her to know about the capsules? What do you want her to know about the complete? What about the research? Do you want her to know about the research? What's important to your avatar, to your Sarah? All right. And then the same thing from the business perspective. If you were to walk in that room, what's important for them to know about the business? Right? And you know your person, right? You know that person very, very well. All right. So that is, this is what do we need to deliver? All right. And then I'm going to say this to you as you're walking through this. I know you're kind of like, where is she taking me on this? But this last question is kind of important. If you are wondering what your person would want to know, would want to see, ask the question. Okay. So let me back out. We're going to go back to just you and your Sarah, your avatar. Okay. And you're like, okay, I'm on my Facebook page. I'm on my Instagram page, wherever you are, gallery, wherever you are. What question can you ask to find out what your Sarah needs, what your avatar needs? What question can you ask? What's more important to you, health or fitness? What do you like to do more, cook or work out? Ask the question. You know your Sarah, ask the question, right? Find out, take polls, do it in your stories. If you're not familiar with stories, you got to be with stories. You got to do stories, y'all. Ask Alexa. She'll show you how to do all that. I'm sure many of you know how to do them, but really important. That's an easy way to ask questions and people can quick just push a button and answer it and move on with their day. So it doesn't take a lot of time, but it's really, really important to take those polls so you know what your people are looking for. All right. Okay. Let me pop over to my next here. All right. So all right, let's talk about the kinds of events that we are able to offer right now. All right, we're pretty much at Zooms. We know that we're pretty much at Zooms and people are pretty much Zoomed out. Has anybody still having great results with a lot of guests jumping onto Zooms? If you are, great, kind of. Has it waned a little bit since March, April, May? Yeah, a little bit. So again, it's not that it won't come back. I'm just kind of on I try to keep my finger on the pulse of what's happening. And we as leaders need to lead our teams and so that they don't get nervous, especially our new people. And so the outside of the Zoom, what we have is our own personal content that we're putting out there, the conversations. If you're not on social media, you should be, but if you're not and you don't want to be, okay, have conversations. So your content is going to be your conversations, if you will. All right. So it's our content, the conversations that we're having on our social media or in person. And then we have our groups. All right. So you have customer care groups, right? We have those, and which are awesome. So that's another way to reach people. So our personal content and then any groups that we might have. And then, of course, the three-way messenger. Is anybody using three-way messenger right now? Yeah? All right. I love that, Lexus. All right. So think about a three-way phone call. It's easy, right? They're not hard. The company's been talking about it forever. And I'm in the Drogues organization. That's what we live on, is a three-way phone call. But let me just tell you something. A mom that's at home homeschooling her kids, don't you dare three-way call me and not have an appointment set up. I can promise you that. My Sarah is multitasking. She is making lunch while nursing her baby, while kicking a soccer ball with a 4-year-old. That is what she's doing, right? So you're not going to call her. That's not nice to my Sarah. Your Sarah might be different, or your David, or whoever it is, right? So I love the three-way messenger because it meets people where they are, all right? And so what I love to do is through my personal content, you're going to see how it rolls down. Through my personal content, anybody that likes, gives any kind of emoji whatsoever to my personal content that I put on my page or comments, I'm private messaging them, thanking them for the love on the post. How are you doing? I'm catching up. Obviously, I don't do that with all the Juice Plus people, but anybody that's not, that would be my ideal Sarah or somebody that I hadn't talked to in a long time. I'm rekindling relationship immediately. Because this is like walking into a room and seeing somebody you hadn't seen in a long time, right? It's social media. And if you get used to it, it doesn't mean you have to spend all day on it. You need to be disciplined with that. You know, put your post up and go, I'm coming back at noon and I'll check to see, you know, who's commented or given me any kind of emoji on it. So just so you know, it's not an all day thing. So when you go and do that private message, finding out what the commonalities are, finding out what's going on with them. Oh, you know what? I would love to get to share a little bit more about what I'm doing. I can't talk right now. Can I come back and share with you later on? Absolutely. Okay, great. So now I've given them a little bit of a something and I've moved on and I come back later on. Now, there's some different ways that we do this. And I'm going to share what we are doing. What we are doing is a Facebook group that's called ATM, Add, Tag, Message. And I actually add an extra A to that. I like to ask before I add. And I think it's kind of important that we do that. And so remember that room that I walked you into with your ideal Sarah? And maybe it was a room that she might be a potential customer. What was on the walls? Okay, so in your group, what was on the walls that you saw in your mind? You know, maybe the Jumpstart to Healthy Living or Jumpstart video came to mind. Maybe immediately Dr. Boy's. I don't know what videos, what ideas came to mind, but that's going to go into your units. You're going to be able to share this with them in your group. It is so simple. And I literally did not recreate the wheel at all. And it doesn't have to be 1,000 things. It can be a couple of things if you want. And I'm just giving you an option. So if you think about your customer care group, maybe you have units in there where you have some videos and things in there. It's the same kind of idea, is that we're walking into a room. It's nothing scary. Your Facebook group is just a room and your units are pictures on a wall. You know, you hang them down. We have a whole line of pictures right here. And this is all about the fruits, vegetables, and berries. This is where we are right here, fruits, vegetables, and berries. And then our next row of pictures is going to be about the complete. Oh my goodness, maybe it's stories. Somebody shared a story about how they used the complete during, I don't know, a marathon, I don't know, whatever. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. And it has to be compliant, obviously. So, but you can just use the videos that are out there. We've got such great content, right? And maybe it's on the research. You have another row that's just the research. You're just adding simple videos in there, all right? And then all we did was we tagged one favorite video, which is the Jumpstart, and our first one. And so but you pick your favorite video. It might be something else. My second favorite video is the Farm Fresh Nutrition, where it shows how Juice Plus is made and it shows the farmers and stuff. It's so super cool. People love that. And I put at the top of it, you know, if you're like me wondering how the heck do they get all those fruits and vegetables and capsules, watch this, right? Super simple. And again, this didn't take any time to do, and it will evolve over time. Even if you started with 3 videos in there and you just started asking people and you had that conversation, remember that 3-way messenger that you were on? And you go back and you go, you know what? It's so much to even describe. I would love to invite you into our special Facebook group so you can take a peek at your own time. I'll tag you to a couple of videos. Would you have time to catch up tomorrow? I'll message you tomorrow and see what you thought. It's not hard. It's kind of like sending a video, right? Except for now, you have just entered your Sarah into a 24/7 event. My Sarah's busy. Sometimes her free time's at 2 a.m. when all the kids are asleep and she can't sleep, right? It's on her time. She might forget for a month. And then she sees that the post that I tagged her on, somebody else was tagging that. She goes, oh my gosh, I forgot to watch that video. A month later, she gets to go back and revisit that event, that room that I brought her into. Does that make sense? All right, so we did the ask and the add, and we did the tag. The most crucial part to this simple system is the message. It's the follow-up. We've learned this, the fortune's in the follow-up, right? So the follow-up. So when I am I've added her and I'm letting her know that I'm going to tag her into a couple of videos. I am asking for permission or giving myself permission to reach back out to her later that day or the next day, depending on your Sarah. If your Sarah's like me, it's probably going to be the next day and not the same day, but just depending on your person, you know, your avatar, your person. And so if it's the next day or the same day, ask for that permission. Hey, I'd love to follow up and see what you thought. Follow back up. The follow-up is to make sure they watched the video, get their impression, what they thought about it, and to set up a three-way messenger. That three-way messenger is like a three-way phone call. What I love about this as a leader, you guys, is that I can have 25 or 30 of them going at once. That's activity. I can only do one three-way phone call at a time. I still love three-way phone calls. And the idea behind these three-way messengers is that they lead to a three-way phone call. We always want to take it offline, always. But the messengers meet them where they are. And guess what? If they don't come back for a little bit with that three-way messenger, when you say, hey, Susie, this is my friend Sarah. Sarah, this is Susie. I'm so excited for you guys to meet. Susie, you are going to love Sarah. She just watched the videos. Would you share your Juice Plus story with her? Whatever. And then I'm backing out. I'm letting Sarah and Susie go and do the conversation just like I would on a three-way phone call. And what I love about it is if Sarah seems a little bit off, Susie can reach back out to me on the side and go, hey, you know, does she have kids? Like, what's going on? So I have some, or Sarah has some, Susie has some insight to talk to Sarah, right? So those two can continue their conversation, but we talk outside of that group. You can't do that in a three-way phone call. You're like texting while you're on the phone, trying to get some information on them. And I love it, you guys. It has been huge for us. People have really enjoyed it, especially our potential customers and potential team. We've had no pushback from anyone. And what I'm finding is that my team, my partners on my team are loving doing this because I have a lot of people that actually work full time. And so in between, I have a lot of nurses on my team and stuff. So in between what they're doing, they'll come back and message me and go, hey, I just talked to my friend in the nurses room or whatever. She's interested in Juice Plus. And I'll say, great, ask, add, tag, set up a three-way messenger. Go ahead and do that now. That way it's all done. The three-way messenger's there because they're in nursing. Now they're busy, right? I'm meeting them exactly where they are. And that's what I love about this. Us personally, for our teams, we have two separate groups. We have a product and we have a business group. But you are more than welcome to do it all in one. Some people say don't mix the cocktails. I say why not? But it's totally up to you. I just happen to already have two separate groups and we just left them that way. But when I add someone to our product group, I actually add them to the business group as well. And I let them know that I want them to see the heart of our company and the mission that we're a part of so that they feel confident about what they're putting in their bodies. So they're in another room. They get to see some new stuff, right? And again, we are meeting people where they are. You know, they're homeschooling, they're busy, they're on Zooms, but they're still on Facebook. They're still out there doing those things. And I would say that you can actually do a lot of this through on Instagram as well. You can't create groups. You can keep things private though, and you can ask, add, and tag on a private Instagram gallery as well. So if you're more on Instagram, you know, you're welcome to do that as well. We've just kind of kept it to Facebook for us because most of my people are on, again, my team are on Facebook, and I'm finding that's where a lot of my reconnections are. And I'm using Instagram to reach new people that I've never met before. So it's not a warm market for me there. Okay, so that's kind of the gist of kind of what we're doing right now and meeting people where they are. Does anybody have any feedback or comments or questions or anything?
I have a quick question. I am loving this. I have a lot of notes. Inside the group then, because it's different than your customer care, is it still educational? Do you still do content inside the group and get engagement?
Yes. So the different types of postings that we do in there, I mean, I wouldn't say when you say educational, it's not like my customer care group where I'm reminding them of all the good things, you know, the fruits and veggies that they're putting into their bodies. It's more celebrations. If somebody in that group joins and gets started on the product, you know, we do a picture and we say, yay, you know, Sarah decided to get started. Her family started on Juice Plus. She's got a kid and they're starting on the health study as well. Congratulations, Sarah. Let us know how you're doing. We celebrate. We add stories in there. If someone wants to come in, and we encourage our new customers or whomever, if they have something exciting, you know, if they have their kids finally swallowing a capsule or something and they want to put that in there, again, engagement's key. So we want them to feel engaged. We want them to feel at home, and that's going to bring others along the way as well. So yeah,
so
that's pretty
you
much
add them to your customer care group. Then once they become a customer, then you move them
Absolutely.
over? Okay.
Absolutely. No, I don't take them out of that group. And the reason I don't take them out of that group is because I have just shown my new customer how simple our business is. And what if she came to me and said, hey, I have this friend, Betsy, and she's interested in Juice Plus. I say, awesome. Ask her if it's okay. And you can add her to the group, tag her to that video, and then set up a messenger with me. She's now doing the business. Like, do you see? So I'm never going to take anybody out of a group unless they ask me to. If they ask me to, of course, absolutely. I'm happy to do that. But the way that Facebook is right now with groups is that unless they click on those top, if you're on your phone, those little 3 dots in the top right-hand corner and say that they want to receive all notifications, they're only getting highlights. They're not going to get every single notification. So their phone's not going to be blowing up or anything. Again, unless they've clicked to receive all notifications. And even then, I still don't receive all the notifications. So, yeah.
This is Patty. I'm a little confused when you say the 3-way messenger. Are you going to Facebook Messenger and starting a group there? But it's more than 3 people. It's a big group.
No, it's only the 3 people. It's just like a 3-way phone call.
So it's like me doing the 3-way call with Nikki and Sheila. And those are the only 3 on the messenger. Thank you.
That's it. You never want to do more than that because people don't want their phone blowing up. They really don't. So here's what I do. Again, from a leadership perspective, this might be giving some of you hives because you're like 25 messengers at once. How do you keep up? This is too much. I just got really organized. So I signed on. I'll just give you an example. I signed on as a new single mom, my single mom, Sarah. She was a customer, and then she became a representative and became single at the same time. And she's an oncology nurse, also a cancer survivor, and under a lot of stress. She knew a ton of people, and all she did was put out, I don't know, 2 posts on Facebook. She had, I can't even tell you how many messengers she set up with me. It was over 100 messengers just from the comments that she had in her posts. So what I did was I copy and pasted in my notes. I went to my phone and I typed out a hi, and I always made sure I put their name in there and highlighted their name in there. But hi, so-and-so, and it's so nice to meet you, Brandy. Thank you so much for introducing us. And I'll just share a little bit of my story. And then I can send you a video if you're interested. And I go through my story. And then at the bottom, I say, let me know if you'd like to watch that video. The video that I share is that Farm Fresh Nutrition one, because I feel like it answers the questions of how the heck do they get the food in the capsule, right? I don't need to sell them on Juice Plus. Brandy already sold them on Brandy because she, whatever her post was, right? So they're buying Brandy right now. And I just want to share with them how they can get all those plants in the field in their bodies in a capsule. So that's what I did. So once they say yes to the video, then I send them a video, right? And then once they've watched the video, I mean, it's as simple as this. Then all I want to do is say, hey, let's set up a 3-way phone call. That's all I did over and over again.
Message them back also, so they get to hear your excitement.
I do voice messaging. Absolutely. The voice messaging is usually around the third or the fourth message back for me. A lot of people are homeschooling. They're at work. They're on other phone calls and they can't listen. It drives me crazy when someone sends me a voice and I'm like, I can't listen to you right now. I can message you. I'm on a Zoom right now, but I can't listen. Right. So I always text out my story as much as I can. And then once I've got some interaction, then I will voice, and it's usually pretty short.
So Sheila and Patty, and for the others of you, is that it's kind of what we've been talking about in our customer group, Live Healthy, Be Happy. We're even adding prospects to it, Courtney.
Yep.
You want to come along and see our wellness community. Yep. And that's where you would tag them, is in that Live Healthy, Be Happy group, tag them. And when they respond or when they like somebody, you take that off and then you go to the 3 messenger. So that's the group that we would be doing the AT in.
Perfect. And you have your units set up in there.
Well, we have the units, but they're not all filled out yet.
Yeah, it's okay. It's always a work in progress. Like our business one, obviously, good news is, you know, okay, we're recording. It's okay. I'm on the Healthy Living Revolution Committee, and we just got word that we're going to be revamping the other compensation videos. So we will have some form of compensation videos back up, because that's a little disappointing for me in the business part that I don't have some of those. But we're using Julie Herp's new one on PB on qualification because it's pretty simple. But yeah, there's so many things that we put in there, how we give back as a company. We put in there, I'm trying to think what else is in there. We used all the Come Join Us videos are in there. So you can tag to the person, to your Sarah, that it relates to, as far as business is concerned. And a little bit of the overview of how we get paid. But you know, what's really cool is to put in some interviews. So maybe you bring somebody in and you zoom in and go live into the group, and they get to share their business story. You kind of interview them, and it's a live into that Facebook group, and it lives there forever. You know, it's really cool to be able to have those things. Or maybe a new person that's come in and achieved a fast track or is excited about whatever, and bringing that excitement and that engagement into, that was really funny, Sandy, bringing that excitement into the group is what you want to do, because it does create engagement. People feel like they're a part of the family, right? And that's the way we want them to feel, is warm and fuzzy. Yeah. And again, if you guys already have a group set up, amazing. If you don't have a group set up, or if you already have a customer care group, that's a perfect place to put it in there. If you want to do that, absolutely. I just already had a couple of prospect groups kind of set up from a long time ago, and I just revamped them. That's all. That's why I did what I did with mine. So yeah, whatever feels comfortable for you. That's a good thing. Wow, huh? We'd have been going all night.
Oh, this was awesome. Thank you so much. There were so many chats going, both on Messenger with my team and here. So I hope that you got to see how popular this idea was. And just, I think you hit the nail on the head, and the whole avatar thing, that's just really good and very timely. Yeah. So thank you so much. Thank you everyone for joining us.
I hope it was of value. Thanks for having me.
It's a good call to go back and listen to.
Thank you, Courtney.
Thanks, you guys.
Thanks, Courtney.
If you all want to
Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Send the love to Courtney. Unmute yourself and send your love.
Thank you, Courtney.
Thank you so much,
Courtney.
Courtney.
Thank you.
Thank you, Courtney.
Thank you.
That was terrific.